million-dollar deposits found by watching termites and ants. Most people hunt for gems with expensive gear, fancy detectors, and years of training. Meanwhile, these tiny insects are already digging deep, hauling up samples from underground and building their homes right on top of buried treasure. In Australia, this isn't a wild theory. It's a common practice, and research institutions are using it right now. The best part? You won't need to dig deep or spend a fortune. You just need to learn how to read the mounds these insects leave behind. That skill alone could tell you if your own backyard is hiding diamonds, rubies, or even gold. This isn't new knowledge either. It's ancient wisdom passed down for generations by African tribes who knew how to read nature's signs. They watched the insects, and the insects showed them where to dig. But here's what makes this truly unbelievable. Scientists recently discovered something inside the insects themselves, not just in their mounds, that changed everything we thought we knew about finding precious stones. We'll get to that in a moment. Before we do, subscribe. Because what they found inside those tiny bodies is the strangest part of this whole story, and you won't want to miss it. So here's the question that opens the whole mystery. How can creatures smaller than your thumb possibly know where gold and diamonds are hiding? And what did scientists find inside them that proved it? Diamonds form deep in the Earth's mantle, where pressure and heat are so extreme that carbon crystallizes into stone, but forming isn't enough. For a diamond to ever be found, it has to travel upward. That only happens through a rare kind of volcanic eruption, one that pushes a special lava called kimberlite to the surface. That material shoots up with tremendous force, dragging diamonds along with it. When the lava cools, it hardens into rock, then gets buried under layers of soil and vegetation. In many places, it vanishes completely, and that's where the insects come in. Termites and ants build their nests by carrying soil particles up from underground. They routinely dig deeper than 6 feet deeper than most exploratory drilling samples ever go. They do this every day, for years, hauling tiny fragments of those deep layers to the surface. Every mound they build becomes a perfect sample of what's hidden below. Scientists in Australia put this to the test. Researchers from the Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organization studied dozens of termite mounds in dry, remote regions. The results were striking. Inside those mounds, they found traces of gold, copper, and nickel. They even found fragments of kimberlite, the exact rock that carries diamonds. Each mound, in effect, is a free core sample. It lets geologists chemically test what lies deep underground without ever drilling a single hole. The insects have already done the digging. But the mounds weren't the only surprise. The insects themselves were hiding something far more revealing. Turns out, metals like gold, nickel, and copper don't just pass through an insect's body. They accumulate in the excretory system, forming tiny microstructures that look a lot like kidney stones. Inside a single termite, you can find a chemical signature that points straight down to what's buried beneath it. The insect isn't just carrying soil, it's carrying evidence. That discovery opened the door to a much bigger idea. At the CSIRO in Australia, researcher Aaron Stewart ran with it. His words, "His research is really about finding new mineral resources in Australia. Here's the problem. He's up against the country has 150 years of exploration history. The easy-to-find resources are gone. All of them. What's left is hidden, buried under layers of transported material that make it invisible to the naked eye." So Stewart turned to the insects. Termites and ants naturally dig through that surface layer and bring up what's underneath. No drilling, no expensive machinery, just a mound of dirt built by a colony of tiny engineers. And that changes everything for the geologist. Instead of drilling dozens of feet into the ground to test a location, they can collect a sample from a termite mound, run a lab analysis, and know almost immediately whether that spot is worth pursuing. What used to take weeks of random drilling now starts with a simple walk and a sample bag. The technique has already proven itself for more than just diamonds. Gold, copper, platinum, nickel, uranium, even rare elements used in modern technology. All of them detectable through the work of ants and termites. After 150 years of exploration, traditional methods are getting more expensive and less effective. The insects, on the other hand, have been doing this for free the whole time. Which raises the obvious question, if modern science is only now catching on to what ants and termites have been doing for millennia, what did the people who came before us already know? Subscribe. The answer to that is one of the oldest secrets in prospecting. The tribes of the Sahel and southern Africa figured this out long before any lab existed. They watched the insects. They noticed that where the soil ran darker, where the mound stood firmer and denser, the ground beneath had a better chance of holding something valuable. The older the mound, the stronger the clue. They didn't need to dig at random. They read the land. It was a hidden map drawn by nature and passed down through generations. The elders taught the young to watch the mounds the way a hunter reads tracks. Not every pile of dirt meant treasure, but the right one, the old one, the heavy one was a sign worth following. A whole tradition of prospecting built on nothing more than paying attention. Modern science has now confirmed what those communities already knew. Termites and ants don't just live in the soil, they reshape it, bringing the deep earth up to the surface. In doing so, they leave behind a record of what lies beneath. The ancient practice wasn't folklore. It was geology, practiced with the eyes. And it's no longer confined to Africa. Today, researchers in the United States, Brazil, South Africa, and Indonesia are systematically collecting termite mound material for lab analysis. The same method, refined with modern tools. Which raises the obvious question, if these insects are this good at revealing what's underground, can they point us toward the most valuable prize of all? Diamonds? Diamonds almost never show up alone. They travel with rocks called kimberlite and lamproite, both born from ancient volcanic eruptions. Those rocks carry what geologists call indicator minerals, small, specific minerals that whisper diamond even when no diamond is in sight. And that's where the ants and termites come back in. When they build their mounds over a buried kimberlite pipe, they haul up pieces of that rock. Along with it come the indicator minerals, ilmenite, garnet, pyroxene, spinel. And here's the thing. Some of these you can spot with your own eyes. Garnets glow in reddish or orange tones. Ilmenite has that dark metallic shine. You don't need a lab to recognize them. You just need to know what you're looking at. Experienced prospectors use this exact method. They walk to insect mounds near ancient geological formations, and they look. When the indicators show up, the real investigation starts. That's how actual kimberlite pipes have been found, pipes holding real diamonds. And this isn't just for remote corners of the world. The geology works right here in the United States. Colorado, Wyoming, Montana all have favorable ground. South Africa, Russia, Brazil too. You don't need a geology degree. You don't need expensive tools. A little knowledge and a sharp eye are enough to take the first step. So here's the practical tip. When you're out near a termite or ant mound, don't toss aside any rock that feels off. If it's unusually heavy, if it has that strange metallic glint, if it shows a deep red, dark green, or bluish-black color, keep it. That rock could be the exact sign of a kimberlite pipe, or some other formation hiding precious stones. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Finding the rock is only half the battle. The other half is knowing what you actually hold. So, you've got a rock that feels heavy, shines oddly, and might just be sitting on a fortune. That's the moment the trap springs. Because here's what happens more often than you'd think. Someone finds a genuinely valuable clue, but they can't properly identify the mineral or judge the quality of the rock. So they sell it for pennies. Pennies for something that could be worth hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars. And unfortunately, there are buyers out there who count on exactly that ignorance. They pay a fraction of what something is really worth, and they know you don't know any better. That's the gap I built my ebook, Gemology Journey for Beginners, to close. It's a straightforward guide for people just starting out. Simple explanations and practical tests you can run right at home. You'll learn how to test for hardness, density, and light refraction, and how to identify the most common minerals using methods that don't require professional equipment. With that knowledge, you walk into any negotiation confident about what you're holding. That confidence protects you from scams. It gives you the chance to build a real collection or hold onto a stone as a long-term investment. And if collecting is your focus, the ebook includes an exclusive collector's chart, the visual traits, density, and rarity of dozens of minerals, all in one place. The regular price is $29.90. But the first 10 buyers get 50% off, bringing it to just $14.95 for the lifetime version. And there's a full 7-day guarantee. If it's not for you, ask for a refund, no questions asked. So you've seen what these tiny diggers can do. the mounds, the minerals, the bodies of the insects themselves, it all points to the same truth. You don't need a geology degree or a truck full of expensive equipment. The cheapest, most effective mineral survey tool on Earth is already living under your feet. A single termite mound can tell you more than $1,000 of drilling ever could. So if you own land, live in a rural area, or just hike through natural landscapes, start paying attention. Not every mound hides a diamond, but the ones that do leave clues. Indicator minerals, soil type, density, geographic location. When those signs start lining up, your chances go way up. That's the whole secret. While most people are out there searching for diamonds in all the wrong places, you now know the folks who let termites and ants do the hard work. They're the ones finding what others walk right past. Subscribe for the next video. I'll show you how to spot precious stones hiding in the riverbeds near your area. And tell me in the comments, have you ever seen an ant mound that made you stop and look twice? Good luck out there, gem hunter.